first episode, if anybody's interested, into the newbie guide to Ark. This is the first screen that you see when you start. Well, after you enter. So, let's make a character. Let's see. You use the directional pad if you're on PlayStation, or the arrow keys, I'm sure, on what's the word I want? PC. Actually, let's go. I don't like it that dark. But the original character that this was based on was a dark elf, so we're gonna go with super, super dark. Let's see what color. Closest to original eye color is that. Okay, that's good, that's good. Let's make you just a little bit shorter. Shorten your arms a little bit. And make those hands look like they actually belong on the body. Make the foot look like they actually belong on the body. One thing you need to remember is you always want to make sure that you name your character. Otherwise, you'll be spending the rest of your Ark life as human. Now, I've got part of the map filled in. You won't have that on your normal one because you will not have played on this map before. But I have on a different character, so I do have it. Now, places to spawn. They'll say recommended beside them, if they think you do. And of the two that they have here, I personally think Viking Bay 2 is your best bet. But the jungle can be good too. There's also, here we'll click through. There's Jungle 2 and Jungle 3. There's Viking Bay 1, Viking Bay 2, and Viking Bay 3. There's the Highlands Northeast, the Highlands East. Those are some of the hardest zones in this area, so that's good. This is Southwest, Southwest 2, and Southwest 3. And those are your choices for an original spawn spot. I'm going to go ahead and start at Jungle 2 because I haven't done that. Wow. No, that's just too dark. Even if she's supposed to be a dark angel, she's just going to have to live with being a little dark, not real dark. Alright. And the creation has begun. first spawn in, this screen is what happens. You wake up in this world, naked. And as you can see, you can pick up things like these wood and this. If you're on the island or a different map than Ragnarok, you may not have access to picking the wood up off the ground, because the island is the first map that came out and they did not implement that. In that case, what you have to do is you walk up to a tree and punch the tree, even though it hurts you, until such time as you get wood. You'll see it on the right hand side. And you hit circle if you're on. I'm throwing these away because you won't have access to these at first. These are all things you get from playing through the game or buying the expansions, including that. So, this is the stuff that we've gathered. We've gathered some stone, some wood, some rare flowers, some berries, 3 different kinds, and some seeds. I don't need the seeds right now, so I'm throwing them away. We also gathered some fiber and some thatch. Now, we've made a level. The settings are mostly the same as the live servers, so most of this will apply to you. There is a weight bonus on this server, I believe. But other than that, the stats are the same. So you put your point in, and then you have 8 points to spend. I'm going to spend mine on the stone hatchet and the spear, because both of those will help me to do some other things. I'm going to need a little bit more stone, wood, thatch. Alright, let's see. Yeah, there you can see the weight bonus in play. Going to get some armor, a hat. Alright, now up at the top of your screen on the right hand side, you'll see where it says crafting. So click on that, and that's where you make your tools and my hat. Then you go back to your inventory, pick up your pick, and place it in your first slot, and then you can hit R2 to place the hat on, or you can move it just like you did the pick. You gather a variety of different things from the different resource nodes. There's you gather more thatch if you're hitting it with a pick. And more flint if you're hitting a stone with a pick. Although usually you get some stone. This one wasn't. These little round rocks like this, these ones have a higher chance of giving you metal when you hit them. Like that. We do have a little bit of a bonus, I think, to gathering too, but it's not too much. I think it's 2 times what you would see on a live server. So, now I got to make a torch, a stone hatchet, and a couple of spears, because I'm going to need those. Double click, and double click. The spears stack, so they will all go in there. That over there is a Dilophosaur. He will try to eat my face off if I get too close to him. So I'm going to try and avoid getting too close to him. Or letting him get too close to me. And that's something you have to do when you first get in the game. Is look around and see if you see any predators around. Or anything that has sharp teeth. If you hit a stone with a hatchet, you get more stone. If you hit it with a pick, you get more flint and metal. Now you want to raise, I'd say probably the first 25 levels would be my recommendation into weight on a live server. Because you're going to need to be able to carry all of this stuff that you're making. I don't have any hide, so... Oh, well, that wasn't what I meant to do, but yeah. I don't have any hide, so I won't be able to do some of the things that I otherwise would choose to do. Some of the ones on the ground are also harvestable. Not always, but sometimes. And for now, I'm going to retreat to this little island. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is enough for a starter house. Oh, and if you're crafting, you move slower. So you want to be careful of that as well. Also, I'm pretty heavy, so that's why I'm moving like a snail. One door, 4 walls. Oh, I should have got the box. I didn't. That's okay. Now let's see, there should be a couple of bushes around here somewhere. Because I need more fiber. You want to be careful in the water because there are creatures in the water that can and will eat you. Oh, what luck. This rock here, see how it's got all these bright goldy veins? That rock will give you more metal than even those little bitty shiny rocks over there that are in the water. And these, yep, these are harvestable. Now, I like to keep some kind of berry in my last slot because there are creatures that will steal from you. And I'm hitting R2 in order to eat the berries. Because as you can see, my food stat has been going down. That'll happen the whole game, of course. Let's get some more fiber. If you harvest with your hand, you'll get fiber and berries and other things. Later, there are some creatures that you can get that will make this more quicker and less tedious than it can get if this is all you're doing. But basically what you're doing right now is you're gathering all the things you need to survive, since you have no idea where you are or what's happened. It makes sense to. Yes, I want clothes. Because clothes will help keep me warm. You see I have 2 stats to the left on the bottom of next to where it says feet. I have hypothermal and hyperthermal insulation. That protects you from heat and cold. And you see how when I put those pants on, the hypothermal and hyperthermal insulation, which is heat and cold, actually changed. That's what I wanted. You can eat the seeds if you don't have anything better to eat, but don't eat the flowers. The flowers will get you in trouble. And I'm too heavy, so let's eat these. These berries, the white ones and the black ones, you don't want to eat. The black ones will put you to sleep. If I eat one, you see how I've got this little purple thing around my screen? That means I have taken some torpidity, which is this bottom stat here, see? And the torpidity, what it does, it makes you go to sleep. There are creatures that deal torpor damage, and I can't quite do the mortar and pestle, so I'm going to hold on to my points for now. But now I can make a box, which I need because I need to be able to put stuff away. And for now, I'm just going to put my stuff up here on this rock, because I have a view of what's around me. And I can find it. So I'm saving these berries and these berries and these because I can use those. I'll need the flint later more than I need it right now. So let's go over here. Gather some thatch. And over here to gather more fiber. This area where I spawned has a lot of little bitty islands, which is okay with me because... Oh. And as you can see, the Easter event is going on. That dodo is carrying eggs, which are extremely heavy. As a typical thing. Bye, bunny dodo. Normally I would kill it, but at the moment I'm not. I might want these eggs. I don't know if I can eat them. I don't think so. But since they were there, I figured I'd pick them up. I do like that they added you can pick up all nearby items when there's a bunch of items that you can pick up, which is what I did with these eggs here. Oh, the stack size is also normally 100 instead of 2. That's why we have double weight, is because we have double depth. Double the amount of items you can gather in a stack. That was a rare flower. Another rare flower. Hush! Sorry. Gathering.
Harley! Harley!
One moment. Alright, I'm back. Now, let's see. I need more fiber. And there's another dillo over there. The nice thing about this area is there's a lot of rare flowers, which if you can find one, you can use to tame a moss chops. Alright. So... I gotta poop too, apparently. Alright. No, I don't want those right now. Those are heavy, for one. Thatch and fiber. Here we go. Now we're going to make a door. 2, 3, 4, 5. Six, 7, 8. Assuming I counted right, which I didn't. No, I did. I counted right. I didn't. I only need 7 because the door frame is 1. So, then we're going to make a door. And 4 ceilings. This is just a starter place. So, let me put the rest of this back away. And this is the area where we want to set up, somewhere over here. But I personally like to set up a little bit. How deep is this water? It's too deep. I personally like to set up a little bit off the beach itself, if I can. Alright. Here we go. This will work. And we can always find our house because we see that big thing right there. Now, I'm going to set mine up out to the edge of the water a little bit. You can pick up a floor if you do it quickly enough. I'm going to set it up about there. Yeah, that's where I want it. Now, normally to do that, I would have had to use a pillar in order to sink it. into the ground far enough for this to happen. But this way, I'm even with the ground. And we're gonna set up... Oh, darn. Let's see, can I pick him up still? Yes. I gotta hurry. I can't put something that close to the ob. That's understandable, as the ob is used for a number of things. So maybe what I'll do is go head out to this little island over here and put my house there for now. This is only a temporary starter house, but for the moment, that's what I'm doing. I don't like box spawns and stones, but in this case, there's a metal node right over there, so I would rather have these blocked than that. So we're gonna go with that. That should put it right about the level I want it. Yes, that's easy to get up to. Oh. There. I gotta make a new one because I broke the old one and I need more stuff. Fiber, thatch. We'll create one more. Alright, so I'm going to build it a little bigger than I initially intended because I don't want to spend too much time in the water crossing. Anyway, so this is what I'm doing. I don't have to leave those outside, but I'm going to because I think this is a good way to do it. We'll do this. Let's see. Oh good, more fiber. Let's see, do I have enough thatch and fiber now? Need more thatch. Oh, and I had to repair my tool because I broke it. All of your tools have durability, so you will have to repair them. I can show you that here. You see there's a little line at the bottom of each of these. And those are your durabilities. What I did to repair this one, because it was in my hotbar, was hit the button to use it again. But you can also move it into your inventory and then hit the triangle button if you're on PlayStation, or another button if you're on the PC or Xbox. I'm making 2 more thatch foundations because my house is effectively also a bridge. I think I'll need to make 2 more. So we can do that. 1, 2. I don't usually build such large bases to start with, but in this case, I am. Fiber, wood. Alright. So I'm back over here. I'm going to build my I don't have to do this, but I chose to do this. Anyway, this gives me a safe place to retreat to at night. Thatch is the weakest of the materials. And honestly, at first, you usually don't really need a roof, unless you're in an area where there are creatures that could be tall enough to see over your ceiling. At this point, I'm not. I'm going to place this one here. I leveled a couple of times, apparently. 240 or so weight is good weight to start with. Now, I don't feel like spending my other levels at the moment, but I do want to spend my Ingram points that I've already got. So I'm going to get the mortar and pestle. It has to go on a foundation, which is why I learned and made a house. I'm going to learn narcotic and spark powder because those are both very important. And I have to get more Ingram points, so I guess I have to spend more. I'm going to spend 1 more point here in weight. And then I'm going to spend at least 2 points in stamina. Alright, this. I'm going to learn the spyglass. I'm going to learn preserving salt and clay, because those could both be very important. And I'm going to learn the bed. It has a prerequisite of the sleeping bag. Sleeping bag you can use to sleep somewhere, but it's a one use. Where the bed you can sleep there for as many times as you die. That's where you respawn when you die, if you choose to. A tent can be useful, which gives you a place to sleep at night when there are hostile mobs around and you don't want to be out in it. I just learned the bola, which will help me to make sure that creatures don't run away. And now I'm gonna go get my stuff from this one up here and put it down in there. That one I'll keep there for now because it doesn't hurt to have two. And now that I learned the mortar and pestle, I need hide. Okay. So I'm gonna have to go hunting. Where did that dodo go? Oh, he's stuck again. You can throw these by using L2 instead of L1. I'm going to use my hatchet because that will get me more. Oh, meat. Oops. My bad. It was not what I intended. Wonder what level that Dillo is. Well, I don't know if I want to chance that. He could eat me, depending on his level. We'll try. If I'm lucky, if you go in a straight line, you can avoid getting hit by his spit. Oh, no, don't get stuck. Oh, it worked, but my spear broke. I need hide. 8 hide. I think I needed 10, but I'll double check. 15, sorry. Give myself a moment to recover from that fight. Let's see, can I make another, no, I don't have any on me. I gotta go get some flint. Make myself a spare. You can also use your torch to set creatures on fire, which does some damage to them. So. Well, I guess I'll put these extra event items up in here. Let's see. we can find something else around here for hide. The meat we'll be able to eat later after we cook it. We can eat it raw and spoiled too, but we're not at that point yet where we have to. Let's see. There's another dillo. I hope he's not too high level. Oh, he's higher level than I hoped. And I broke his spear. That's good. Oh, good. And I got my other spear back because I broke it too. Alright, dropped it. Oh, no hide. You don't always get hide, unfortunately. So, hopefully we'll find somebody else that's relatively low level. This area doesn't seem to have as many creatures as some of the others that I tend to start in. Viking Bay 2 has more, as a general rule. I mean, that's a good and a bad thing. Good because you're not likely to get attacked as often. Bad because, well, if you need hide or meat, you're not as likely to find it. Now, unique to this map, there is things that you can find here that you cannot find on maps like the island or some of the other ones. Island Center. I'm not sure about some of the later ones as far as if you can find these or not. That's a trike. Pretty color. I picked that up because you actually will need those once you get around to doing a gardening. But this is what I was talking about. These are crates. And these crates can be destroyed to get items. Like this metal sword, which I normally would not be able to get until much later in the game. Since this is the Newbies guide, I'm not going to use it. But these are things that you can do. You can get primitive spears and stone arrows. A primitive wooden shield, which you normally would have to work to make. And I don't know what I got out of that one. But the shield you can put in your offhand, which you can use to protect yourself from other creatures, like this duo. Oh, crap. I went the wrong way. I've been poisoned. It slows you down and really ruins your day. As you can tell, I'm hungry. But now I got enough to make my Now that guy's nice. The primitive pike is metal. It gives you metal tools, which is a significant upgrade over your base tools. But we won't use those yet, because we're waiting for when we will be able to make normal. Now, this guy is a very useful tame, if you can manage it. But at the moment, I'm not at that point. So, unfortunately, he's gonna have to stay where he is. But he might be around when I need him later. By the way, closing the door after you can be very useful. Now, I like to have at least 130 stamina. I prefer more. Because that lets you run away longer if you need to. Okay, let's see. This boomerang can be useful for taming. But I'm going to go with a bow and arrows. The stimulant is what you use those stem berries for. I do believe I want cementing paste as well. So for the moment, that's what I got. So this can only go on a foundation, so I'm going to set it right here in this corner. Actually, I'm going to set it right here, because I might want to stick up my bed in the corner. And I eventually get one. Now, narco berries go in here. Now, I'm hitting square to unstack this, because I have enough narco berries for a few narcotics. Narco berries are used to keep creatures knocked out. And it's also a safe way to store your... if you use narco berries to make narcotic doesn't spoil. Where narco berries and meat and most everything in the game does spoil. I'm going to put this in here and this in here because I will be making spark powder here eventually. But for now, I'm going to keep 20 meat. Which I will be cooking as soon as I can make a campfire. Which I forgot to learn. Okay, I did learn the campfire. The cooking pot you'll need later. I don't need it right this moment. I'm going to go ahead and learn the parasaur saddle, in case I happen to be able to tame it, and the wood foundation. By the way, if you hit triangle when you're up next to the water, when your little water droplet on the right is near empty, it will fill it up. Just like eating will fill up your food bar. And you can see on the lower right hand side the buff that you're getting from gaining food. And I learned the bow, so I'm going to do that. You can use a slingshot early on to knock creatures out. I usually skip that step. It takes way too long, and it, in my opinion, is really not that great a way to knock things out. So that's the start here. I want berries because I'm going to eat them. Ah, and my meat's spoiled. I unstacked it because only the top thing on a stack will spoil when it's supposed to spoil. And I'm going to hit triangle in order to learn more narcotics. They're very good for experience. I often, if I want to level fast, will make hats. They only take 10 fiber. And if you don't mind gathering a lot, or if you're in a spot with a lot of things to gather, it can be the quickest way with the fewest resources to level, at least at first. Is that a Pelagornis? I think that is a Pelagornis. Or is it a turtle? What? It was a turtle. A Carbonitis. Alright, let's go over here and see. Two trikes. That's not good. If I attack one, the other will attack me. That's a really pretty Pteranodon. Choices. I don't think I'm quite ready to try for you. For one thing, I think I need more hide. For two, you're fast. If you can manage to get these guys to back themselves into a corner or a rock and get stuck, that's the best way at first to get them. Other than that, you have to keep up, which is one of the reasons I wanted the high stamina, because you can't keep up if you get too tired to run after them. Oh, please get stuck. Please get stuck. See, I'm tired now, so I'm stopping for a second. 2, 3, 4. Now I can run after him some more. Don't you dare. That creature that made all that noise at us, that is a Pegomastix. I hate those things. They steal your stuff. They eat your food. If you can catch up to them afterward, and kill them, then you can manage to... Oh good, he's stuck. A little deep water for us, but we'll have to do it. Oh, thank you. 40 hide. Yes. I'm gonna need some of this metal later, so I'll get a little bit now. Repairing my pick again. Don't know where that Pegomastix went. But I will want to kill him here in a minute, so we'll deal with that. And I leveled again. You can see the level on the right hand side as well. It's at the top of your little half see-through things. I do want at least another movement speed, and I think I'll go with 2. Let's see. I want a wooden railing so I can see out. And I'm also going to go with this. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's see. I'm making some bolas. And I gotta make a campfire. I'm gonna put my campfire up here next to my spare chest here. Food and wood. I can also put thatch in to burn, or spark powder. Takes about a minute for the food to happen. And cooked meat will give me a lot more food value. Oh, no! Come back here. Give me back my stuff. Stop stealing my stuff. I'm good with that. Where did he go? Oh, you ate my stuff. But this is a Pegomat. Oh, another one? The way you tame these guys is by having them steal stuff from you. I don't know where that one went. There he is. Now he's gonna steal from me again. The best way to tame these ones is with miho berries. We're gonna take advantage of him and tame him. He's usually more of a PvP type creature. It'll take him a minute to decide that he's hungry again and come back and steal my stuff. Oh, and in this game everything poops, including you. In case you didn't already know that. Pagomastics are actually what are called a passive tame. But they're a passive tame that's an annoying passive tame. Oh, this is an even better metal node. Awesome. Yes, I know I'm starving. My health is falling. I get it. I don't know where the Pago went, so I'm gonna go back to my house and get my food. And my firewood. Oops, I'm gonna get one more. Yay, no longer starving. I wonder where he went. Usually they're back by now. He must have got too far away. Or maybe something ate him. 150 is the maximum level creature on this game on live servers and on this as well. And I heard him. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Hello. Yes, steal the mealberry. Well, now that I know where he is, I can come back in a moment. He was right here somewhere. There he is. So more miho berries in See, when you're looking at him, you can see his taming percentage. And I need to put some more berries over here. Oh, he's running away again. When you're passive taming, or taming in general, you do kind of have to stay close to the creatures. That you're trying to tame, because the taming goes up or down depending on what they are. Oddly enough, he doesn't seem to be taming much. He's only 12% tamed. So this could be a while. Alright, I have to go back over and find some more berries. He's over here somewhere. Where is he now? He must have gone the other direction. And there's a shark over there. Oh boy. It's getting late in the in-game night, so I may not be able to finish this tame. Especially since I can't find him at the moment. Oh well. Would have been nice to be able to get a 150, but nope. It's not to happen right now, anyway. I think I need to gather a bunch more. Oh. I saw a dillo. That was what that sound was. This low whistle. He was after the parasaur. Let's see if we can take advantage of him leaving it alone. What level are you anyway, buddy? 100. That's better than your predecessor. Oh, and you can't eat if you're swimming. Where'd he go? Oh, don't go swimming. I don't want to lose you to a shark. based on what we've managed so far. You usually only need 3 or so food to fill up your entire food. Maybe as many as 5, depending on how hungry you are. Alright, let's see. 1 more stamina. And 1 more movement. Hold on. Hey! So, that's what we need to do. I gotta go to the second tab so that I can learn to make I'll want that later, but I'm not worried about it right now. I often start off with a raft early on because I find until later that's one of the better things for what I need. Okay, I have to get to level 20 before I can make a refining forge. But now I can make a preserving bin, which means that I have another way to do some stuff. Alright, I'm going to go ahead, if I can find it again, and learn the gunpowder. I don't need that quite yet, so I'm going to learn the stimulant. Stimulant counteracts the effect of narcotic, so if you eat a narcotic, you need to eat a stimulant after. I could learn the water skin, I'm not going to, because you only have a finite amount of points to spend. I actually have almost enough hide if I decide to learn the raft. There is a problem with playing on a raft, though. Well, they're nice and they can give you some mobility early on. There is a creature in the water, if you don't stay close to the shore, called a lead sichthies, and they will sink your boat. Anyway, that's why you want to be very careful if you decide to follow and build a boat until you decide on a permanent home. Alright, I'm going to turn off this fire because I want more. meat to make into spoiled. Early on, getting spoiled is difficult. Later on, it's not quite so difficult. So that's one of the reasons it's good to Now, normally I like to have a mortar and pestle dedicated just to narcotics. But early game one is good for everything. Stimulant will make you very thirsty, by the way, so try not to eat stim berries if you're not near water, unless you have to. And this pile here, this is sand. You can harvest it for sand here. You don't find that in most maps. Level 20, level 90. Definitely don't want to risk getting hit by them. I'll have to build a trap before I try for either of them. But we'll get to traps later. Oh no, compies! One minute. I'm gonna go ahead and in this here. And we will catch up with it later. Just a minute. And that concludes the stream. Have a good evening. Goodbye all.